Here's what streaming services secretly stole from you. The other day I was watching a YouTube review about Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which is by Cartoon Network, and after seeing that review, I felt nostalgic all of a sudden. So when I went to Max and checked out the Cartoon Network tab, not only was Foster's not there, but over 50% of the shows had been removed. There used to be around 10 rows of shows on the Cartoon Network tab, and there was now barely 5 of them. I don't know if I didn't get the memo, but I saw no YouTube videos or news articles about this. And having that happen where over 50% of the catalog of what I was actually interested was suddenly removed without any warning made me think maybe there's different ups and downs of streaming versus physical I could talk about today. When it comes to streaming music, my friend has a CD binder with CDs that are over 20 years old, and it got me thinking about my own relation to streaming music. When I first started getting into music, I had a couple of CDs, but then I had an iPod, so I would just put music on the iPod. And then for a while I would listen to music as MP3s before changing to Spotify. And I've been on for Spotify for about a couple years, and it's good for niche music or digital-only music, but there also are some flaws with it. Something I realized with Spotify is it can increase channel surfing where you're just skipping from song to song and not really listening to anything in full. Another thing is that you tend to get comfortable with the music you listen to, so even though every song is on it, you're listening to the same music over and over again. And then I thought if I'm listening to the same few albums anyways, I might as well get them on physical because then I could just listen to them forever. Another thing I noticed when trying to cut down on my physical possessions was afterwards, my digital library was really big, but then my actual library in my home was very tiny. And what happens is when everything is a subscription service, when the money is flowing, then you're fine, right? But then when you can't pay for that service, you suddenly realize, oh no, I don't have anything left to watch. So this is the thing streaming services don't like to tell you. You're not actually owning any of the library, you're just long-term renting it. And even with digital products that you purchase, they can revoke those at any time. If they have a licensing disagreement or the service itself shuts down, so does your content. So for about the past 10 years, I've been mostly digital with my media. And something else I noticed was that it's very hard to share digital media, and that's intentional. When you have a physical CD or DVD, you can swap it between friends easily. But when it comes to streaming, they often crack down on password sharing, so unless you're physically in the same room, it's very difficult to share media. Another frustrating thing about streaming is licensing hell. Licensing hell is when a show is owned by no one that's streaming it, so you can't stream it anywhere. And what makes it even worse is if it's a show that's not streamable anywhere or ownable anywhere, so you just can't legally own it. I've been a long-time fan of animation, and I know that for a fact. The majority of those shows never get a full release on physical, so you just can't watch it legally. Another important thing about physical media is not only are you building a personal library of media, but you're also supporting the creators way more than streaming does. Another perk with physical media that you don't get with streaming is that there often are special features or special perks that are exclusive to the physical version. Let me know in the comments if you want to hear more about this topic. Here's a video that goes more into it. Thank you for watching.